Can you hear the air conditioner? Of course it kicks on right when I want to start a video. Hey mama, have you been interested and so excited about starting your own spray tan business, but the idea of adding more to your plate seems really unrealistic? I mean, add the full-time job you're probably already doing, the husband who's like the biggest kids you have, on top of the other kids that you have. It feels like you are barely balancing the plate that is given to you. Let me explain some of the top things that I see and the reasons why I see moms fail a lot of the times at starting a spray tan business. There's just not enough strategies put into place, because there's some things that I did to make sure that I was successful with my spray tan business. So make sure you keep watching. I'm gonna give you all the tips and tricks that you need to be able, like, you could do this. I want to give you the encouragement. Hey, hello, welcome to Impressive Glow. My name is Gina. I'm the owner and educator of Impressive Glow Spray Tan and Teeth Whitening Training. And my ultimate mission is to help women, moms, single moms, learn how to start a side hustle as a spray tan or teeth whitening technician and to build some financial independence in that process. All right, give me a couple hand emojis in the comments if you have been struggling with the idea of wanting to start a spray tan business, or maybe you've even taken a couple steps. Maybe you bought a $99 spray tan training program. Maybe you bought in some equipment and you just can't get past the overwhelm of life to get this started. Because by the end of this video, I want to give you as much empowerment as I can to let you know you can do this. There just may be some things that you haven't thought about and ways to strategize your family and your time to be able to give you that sense of confidence to get your business started. So let's get into it. So before we get started, I want to explain to you a little bit where I was in life when I started my spray tan business. I was a newly single mom, and anything I was going to do and invest my time and money into was gonna have to work. There was no plan B. I newly had this tiny, cute little apartment that in California I was still paying probably $1,500, and it was 700 square feet. And living in California is not cheap. So I think the sense of this has to work definitely really helped me. The other thing that I think I want to make sure you understand is when I started this, my kids were like 10 and 15. So yes, that absolutely helped that they were a little bit more self-sufficient. They still needed mom. I swear, as they get older, they need me more. But they were a little bit more self-sufficient. So I definitely understand for you that have littles are definitely struggling. But I want to give you some ideas that even with little kids, this can actually work. This can be helpful. So make sure you stick around. I'm gonna give you some of the biggest tips and tricks that I've used in this business to make it so successful. So make sure you stick around to the very end of this video, because the last tip I'm gonna give you that is the biggest reason why I believe my business took off so quickly is gonna be at the end. Block scheduling. Do you know what block scheduling is? Let me explain to you what block scheduling is. And when I found it, the excuse of not having any time to build this business literally went out the door, because block scheduling really allowed me to account for every block of time that I had throughout my day. After I learned how to block schedule my time and the priorities that I had going on in my life, I found an extra 5 hours a day. That meant I found an extra 40 hours a week to build this business. And so with block scheduling, essentially what it is scheduling every part of your day. And of course, you can go with the flow, but it takes discipline to understand what time blocking really can create for you. I mean, I scheduled by the hour gym time at 4 o'clock in the morning, breakfast time with the kids before they went to school, driving time. I scheduled my work in there. You know, nothing could be done obviously during work hours, but that 1 hour lunch break, that meant that I was taking phone calls, I was answering DMs, I was listening to marketing material, I was creating content. And then even until the afternoon, I was scheduling dinner time, I was scheduling my work time, I was scheduling time after the kids went to bed and the things I was doing for my business. And block scheduling, I think, really alleviated the pressure of me feeling like I was taking so much time away from my family. Because really, what I was really doing was I was taking an hour to scroll on Instagram. I was taking 45 minutes to watch YouTube that had nothing to do with my business. I was doing just dumb, random things, not realizing that that adds up at the end of the day. And by the end of the week, what could we have really done for our business to make it successful? So I actually am going to link a copy and a downloadable for the block scheduling that I used, and I'll give you an example of it when you download it. So check for the link and the download in the description for my time blocking schedule, and hopefully this is something that can help for you. It was really such a slap in the face to see how much time I really had, and the excuse of I don't have time to build a business completely just was gone. Building a tribe. Look, I know our female energy does not like to ask for help, but doing something like this, you really have to find the people that are there and going to encourage this new side hustle, because not everybody's gonna understand it. But if you can build a tribe of people that will really help you with this, awesome. For example, my mom, I enlisted her to make dinner for us 2 nights out of the week. She got to see the kids. She loves cooking dinner for us. Win-win for everybody. I was able to go see a couple clients during the time that she was doing that. Absolutely awesome. I asked for help getting my son to soccer practice. So some of the moms would help me get him to and from soccer practice. No big deal. I could go see a couple clients. And absolutely one of the best things that I did was I hired a good friend's teenage daughter who would come and stay with my kids for a couple hours to help them with homework, or just be someone there to be with them so that they didn't feel alone at that time. Because yes, 10 and 15, I still needed somebody there to make sure everything was going okay. So building a tribe of a few people who you can just lean on, and it doesn't have to be hours at a time, but a couple hours here, a couple hours there is definitely something that's gonna be helpful, and not feeling like you are so stressed out having to go from spot A to spot B. We can't do everything as much as we think we can. Don't be scared to set up at home. This is something that I was really not excited about when I was thinking about starting my business. I thought mobile is going to be so awesome. I'm not gonna have to let anybody come to my house. They won't know where I live. The fact that I'm going to these women is gonna be so much more appealing, and that's gonna be great, right? But there were some cons when it came to mobile for me. Remember, I was living in California, and so gas prices alone were absolutely insane, meaning that I had to charge a whole lot extra just to make sure that my gas was getting taken care of doing mobile. Also, doing mobile only allowed me to see 1 client per hour because of the setup, the takedown time, driving to the next client. It was a lot of wear and tear. It was a lot of physical labor, I guess you can say. But one of the biggest things that I learned really quickly is that any type of beauty service that you offer to a woman is like an escape. Like, we want to go get our nails done because we're taking a break from the kids. We're taking a break from the house. A lot of girls were just kind of like, if you come to my house, I have to clean it. I have to worry about my dogs. I have to do something with my kids. Can I please just come to you? The other part of the cons for me with mobile, originally I thought the security of it would be better. Obviously I thought, well, nobody's gonna know I don't want anybody to know where I live, so I'm just gonna go to them. What I figured out very quickly is I was far more vulnerable going into somebody else's home where I had no control over that situation. I didn't know her brother, I didn't know her husband, and to me, now this is just personal, to me that was really scary, it was really sketchy. When I started offering in-home services at my home, nobody got my address until they put a credit card on file and I had all their information. So I figured they were a lot less likely to try to do something to me if I was getting all that information from them. Also, I had really good neighbors who knew what I was doing. I could let my mom know, where I was. If you didn't hear from me after each appointment, figure something out. But I had way more control as a studio in my home. The other thing was I was a little embarrassed. That my apartment was only 700 square feet. It was a 1-bedroom studio apartment. It was tiny. I had to use a pop-up tent. That was a little bit scary for me. I didn't want to feel embarrassed, but let me tell you what happened. When I got comfortable offering spray tanning in my home, and I made this home in this little tiny apartment so cozy, so comfortable, which is how my house is obviously anyways. When women started to come to my house for spray tans, and I would set up, their own personal towels in the restroom, and I'd have a little sign that had their name on it, and I had all this great stuff waiting for them. It smelled great. We had candles going. Like, it was a vibe. Like, my little place was a vibe. They fell in love with it. I have women to this day who've been with me from that tiny little apartment who always tell me, oh, we miss your little space. Like, it was so much fun to start in a place like that, make make it mine, and see people and watch people like watch me grow from that space. So don't be ashamed of whatever space that you have. If you make it comfortable, they will come, they will get excited, and they will support you. I actually have an entire video about all the tips and tricks that I give about starting a in-home beauty business and the tips that I have for starting a spray tan business. So go watch that video. It is so awesome. I've had a lot of really good responses from that video. All right, are you ready for the #1 tip that I have when it comes to women failing in this business and how to correct that? My #1 tip is to understand very fast that this is a family business. It is so important that you communicate with your children, with your significant other, with all the people in your life, to understand that everybody's gonna make some sacrifices for this. You're gonna sacrifice going to certain events. You're gonna sacrifice a soccer game. Your kids are sacrificing that you're not there. And so unless you sit down and this is like a powwow for our family as to why this is important for you, why it's important for your family, and what it is gonna do to impact your family, everybody needs to be on board. I see this especially happen in couples situation where we're not all the best communicators, and they don't get to see this. They don't get to see the back end of us having conversation about how it's affected our families and the money that we're making from this and how it changed our lives. And we have this specific vision, but our partners don't get to see that excited part of this. So you have to explain that to them. Like, what are the reasons why you're doing this? You have to set up family goals. Maybe every week we get to go out to dinner because I made this much money from spray tan clients. Maybe every year we get to go to Disneyland because I got to make this much money. Maybe we go on family vacations. But you also, with that block scheduling, that is so important, is to have that posted so that everybody knows what's going on. They know when mom's available, when she's not available, when she's gonna make sure she gets to a soccer game, no matter what. You have to have communication. It is so important for everybody to be on the same board when it comes to this business, because everybody's making sacrifices. All right, so what do you do now if you want to start a spray tan business? You definitely want to take a training program. Please do not go for the $99 training programs, because you're just gonna have to reinvest into another program. So some tips about looking for a training program. One, I would start a training program even before you purchase equipment, before you purchase solution, because hopefully that training program is going to be brand neutral and give you some really honest opinions about spray tan solution and about spray tan equipment. So that's really super important. You wanna make sure that your training program comes with continued mentorship and it doesn't expire, because I've seen that happen, which is not really fun. You wanna make sure that you stay away from training programs that offer a beginner's course and a master's course, because all that really means is you're paying for all of the information separately and you're gonna have to invest twice. Find a program that puts all of that together for you to be able to teach you how to be a flawless spray tan artist, to give the best application, choose the best solution, know all the science behind spray tanning, and all of that is included in one. So those are my pieces of advice when it comes to picking a training program, but you're in luck because I offer all of those said things. If you're interested in spray tan training, I offer online, virtual, and in person here in South Carolina, the Charleston area to be exact. I'm gonna link everything in the description so you can see that. And I also just recently did a video about discovering why spray tanning and teeth whitening are two of the most hidden gems when it comes to the beauty industry. So make sure you go back and you watch that video, because I put so much information with like ROI and how much money we're actually making, and the reasons why I think spray tanning and teeth whitening are two of the best beauty services and most affordable in terms of investment. So make sure you go and you watch that video. So I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure you comment, subscribe. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.